Hey there, it's Sean Collins, and I'm the esports reporter with the Dallas Morning News covering OpTic Texas and the Call of Duty League. We already are through 1 week officially of online matches for the Call of Duty League. It started over the weekend, and so I just wanted to update my power rankings. And to be honest, there's a lot of shifting, kind of just all over the place, just because I think we learned a little bit more about each team. But I do still think that it's really early, so there's plenty of time for each of these teams to either falter or improve drastically. So I'm just gonna keep that in mind. I guess just starting with the S tier, I do feel like the Seattle Surge took a bit of a leap after losing to the Toronto Ultra. They beat the Toronto Ultra and then got another win over the weekend. Seattle just looks like the best team in the league at this very moment. But I do think that Toronto and Atlanta FaZe are going to be still close behind. Atlanta FaZe struggled a little bit against the Paris Legion. It was looking like they were going to lose for a moment there, but they had a really great match against the Los Angeles Thieves the next day. So I do think that they're pretty good. The biggest leap, for sure, it's going to be the London Royal Ravens. I am going to have them at number 4. As Gizmo said, EU might be slept on a little bit. Those Challengers guys look great. They were playing together. They had the reverse sweep of OpTic Texas, which made them, quite formidable. And then they got another win over the weekend as well. So they're looking pretty good. I do think the LA Thieves are still pretty good, so I'm going to keep them in that A tier. I'm not going to punish anybody for losing to Atlanta FaZe right now early in the season. But, and starting off the B tier, I am going to have the Minnesota Rocker, and that's a bit of a climb as well. I believe I had them lower B tier originally, but the Minnesota Rocker, they look pretty good, especially in Search and Destroy. They beat OpTic Texas in 5 maps as well. But I do have OpTic Texas. That's a big drop. I had OpTic, I believe, at 3 or 4 last week, and that they're obviously the team that a lot of people are talking about right now. 2 round 11 game 5 losses, both in Search and Destroy. They had the lead in both final Search maps. They could have put Minnesota away on that Berlin hardpoint as well. They had a big lead. I think it was like 70 points, and missed a couple rotations. Got the right kills at the wrong time, and all of a sudden, OpTic Texas is 0-2. I don't think the sky is falling. I know a lot of people seem to be thinking that it's already time to be looking at like roster moves or something like that. But don't be silly. It's still the very first week. These guys are new with each other. I am going to place them a little bit lower at 7th now, but I do think that they can hop right back into that A tier with a couple improvements. Boston Breach, I do think that they're a good team as well. The Los Angeles Guerrillas looked way better than they did at the Kickoff Classic by leaps and bounds, so I plugged them up to the B tier as well. I still have the Florida Mutineers at the top of the C tier, though I do think that they're a little bit better than many people were expecting. And I will say that I don't think that any of the Call of Duty League teams are bad at the moment, just like entirely with like no hope. The New York Subliners, probably one of the biggest drops here. They dropped down to the C tier, 0-2 weekend, along with OpTic Texas. Kind of Crimsix said it himself. They're just not playing well right now. I am gonna, not put them in last place, but I do think that they could be somewhat interchangeable with the Paris Legion. Right now, I do think that Paris is also better than people expected, and I just don't know what else to put them other than in 12th right now. It's not really meant to be like, worst team in the Call of Duty League, they're bad or anything like that. I could see any of these teams in the C tier cranking it up to that B tier, maybe even the A tier if they go crazy. But that's just my power rankings for now.